What's up, guys? This is Networking. We're back with another video today, and we're talking about building a successful CP. This is educational purposes only, guys. This is the network. We're back with another one, and let's get into it. So, when building a successful CP, you obviously want to create a number. We're not going to get into the introduction of what a CP profile is, because if you don't know what that actually is, then we'll be doing another video to discuss what a CP actually is first, so people can understand that concept. But for this video, we're just talking more so about the actual number itself. So when someone decides to create their CP number, they usually try to go to a site like SSN Validator. Validator is it's good for a few reasons, but it does have its downsides. The number cannot be used if it says the number is issued or verified. You need to get far away from that number. So if the website tells you the number is issued or it says the number is verified, once again, you want to get far away from that number. You don't want to use that number because that number obviously is being used somewhere else. So if your number is randomized or shown as unissued by SSN Validator, these numbers may be good for about 7 to 10 years. So plans need to be made considering the time frame of using that actual number. So don't think that you can just start this profile, create the number, and let it sit forever, because this is not the type of number that you can just let sit forever, and that's not really the main use for the profile number for the purposes that we're talking about today. But once again, this is educational purposes only, guys. Also, there are certain number sequences that you may use in certain situations that will most likely not be used. Those numbers may be checked through Validator as well. We will attach the number sequence on the method itself. So basically, in like 24-hour CPN liquidation, that's one of the methods that will be in the link below. That basically you could actually create your profile and then be able to get your trade line to pop in actually 24 hours. That's a different subject, but you can get a trade to populate in one day immediately on your profile after you create it. And actually the CPN 24-hour liquidation, it actually helps you create a profile a lot faster than this original method. It actually shows you how to create the profile kind of instantaneously. It helps a lot with certain names that don't work that well when you're creating a number. So you'll understand a lot of this once you get a better understanding of the process overall. So how to set up your CP. So get your notes app ready and then add this information to it. So while making CPs, you want to keep them organized in your notes, and usually you could just keep them organized as such. So you just want the name that's going to be on your profile. Usually a lot of people choose their own name, because when you choose your own name, then you can use your own ID, and then you don't have as many issues using the profile. Once again, educational purposes only. For address, most people go to a place like Zillow to get the address for their profile, and that just has to be an address that somebody isn't occupying at that very moment. Then obviously your SSN, that would be your CPN number. That's the same thing. Those are equivalent, just in case people didn't know. And then email, of course, and then the Credit Karma login that comes later in the process. Always keep this information saved and safe. And building a CP profile, this is educational purposes only, once again. So before creating a CP, there's some things to keep in mind. So never use an address that you have had mail sent to before, and never give your CP to law enforcement if you get pulled over. So basically, when you're picking an address, like I said, you can use a Zillow address, but you also can use an address that you want mail sent to in regards to your CP. But the thing that you can't do is create a CP with an address that you already use with your regular identification. If you have done that, then if you do that, then you will run into an issue of merging the profiles, and then that won't be a good thing. And that's not what you're supposed to do. So that's why you need to educate yourself on the process before you go about creating a number for yourself. So info to be prepared. So this is just information that you need to make sure that you have ready, so when you're merging your profile, everything matches, and then the profile could successfully get merged together. So things you need to be having prepared: a new email address, like we talked about before. Email shouldn't be attached to any of your current social security number information. Try to use a different company from your normal go-to. So if you use Google, use Yahoo. If you use Yahoo, use Google. If you use Yahoo and Google, use Outlook, and et cetera, et cetera. There are plenty of services that you can use to use a different service just to keep everything clean. This doesn't necessarily merge any information, but you just don't want any of this information to be together. If the information's together, then that could cause issues down the line with maybe a company you use the same email address with, and then they mix your account up, and then now they're looking at your account trying to figure out if this one is this or this one is that. You don't want any issues like that. Once again, educational purposes only. But then we go to the new phone line. So preferably AT&T prepaid or Verizon prepaid. You can get these SIM cards at your local Walmart or Target. So basically, I know a lot of people say, well, they only use eSIM now, but they don't only use eSIM now. There are plenty of places that sell SIM cards for Verizon or AT&T, and you can buy these. They're usually at Target or Walmart, places like that. And you just get the SIM kit, and they basically give you the SIM kit. You put that into the phone. You use these lines to sign up with your CP information. This significantly improves your public records as well as verification down the line. So what I mean by verification down the line is basically if you have a phone number attached to that phone number, if you have CP information attached to that phone number, then basically you can use that information like that phone number, and that will naturally pull up your name for some systems. Companies have security systems that can verify you that way. So it basically can see that you have an existing account with one of these companies, and it says your name, and that basically verifies your information and gets you better. It's just better for applications in general. So make sure after activating SimKit or eSIM, you set the online account up, because the online account is going to be where you put a lot of the information that you've been using in the past onto the account. So the new address, once again, you search homes on Zillow and find one for sale, copy and paste address to your notes if you don't have an address that you already want to use. So as respect to your profiles, educational purposes only, people who create multiple files and try to burn them have the wrong idea of what a CP actually is, so don't try to do that. The more time and effort you put into your profile, the stronger your profile will be and the happier you'll be with future results. So debt is to be repaid on time on a CP if you really want to grow your profile. So this is what we mean by burning a profile: when you don't pay for things on your profile and you immediately try to prosper off your profile, which people can do and people have done and people always will do. But if you really want to profit in the future, then you need to basically have a plan with your profile and get these things done the right way. So always continue to repair personal credit. Don't ignore the personal credit at all, please. Personal credit is very powerful in itself. I don't recommend looking at a CP as a supplement for personal credit. So you definitely want to build your personal credit up. You definitely want to add trade lines on your personal credit, and you want to build the history up and the payment history, and make sure that you're doing things the correct way. So basic tri-merging info. What is tri-merging? So steps taken to establish a number of socials in the public record and with the credit bureaus. So employment for applications, you basically want to, so let me explain this before I get into it. So what is tri-merging? Steps taken to establish the number of socials in the public record and with the credit bureau. So basically, this is information that you need to be able to apply your profile information to the public record, and then that can be matched up with other information that the credit bureaus use, and they use a certain set of information that when you make an application, you go into it, they create a profile for you, and then once all of the bureaus start to create a profile, then your profile is basically tri-merged. So employment for applications, this would be the information on the application that most people would use, educational purposes only. Management, consulting, or engineering, and that's or engineering or in consulting or management, so not all of them obviously. Income between $60K and $85K per year, that's usually what people would put on their applications. This information is part of the application processes when tri-merging your number. So tri-merge housing for applications, choose rent or own, and cost is usually around $1,100 per month. You will have lived there at least 5 years. All this information will be needed to be, it will need to be recorded. These are examples only obviously, but you want to put this information in your notes so you know the exact information that you put before, so you don't have a scattered profile. So then you get ready to tri-merge. Tri-merging fuses profile information that should be in your notes to the credit bureau's information. This process requires you to apply to 3 websites with this information: the annual income over 80K, job, engineer, lived at address for 5+ years, and then you rent or own a home, rent, mortgage, $1,100. And some good sites to apply to for tri-merging. So we have the Capital One Quicksilver card. Capital One Quicksilver is a pretty good application process, pretty quick application process. So it's not that big of an issue to go ahead and just do these. You don't want to do these in the same day. I wouldn't do all of these inquiries in the same day. I would split the inquiries up over time. I know a lot of people say, well, you're going to get 3 inquiries immediately, but you're going to have to get some type of inquiries on your credit profile, or your credit profile doesn't necessarily exist. So a lot of people think that you just get something for nothing. You can't get something for nothing. You can't just start out with 0 inquiries, a 700 score, fully in the public record, and just have everything ready to go. That's not how it works. If that's how it would work, then it would be basically not even the same process. So Target Red Card is a good one as well. Like we said, Barclay Princess Cruises Visa, that's a good one. So you guys can take those links and you can put those links into your browser and then apply for those to get started with that. So once again, with these sites over here, you're not looking for approvals, so don't expect to be approved. This process is just to merge your information with the credit bureaus. Once finished, you'll get we will mail you within 7 to 10 business days message. Go to your email and make sure you have received emails from all websites you applied to about your application. After that, you should be able to create your Credit Karma. So last step, go to your Credit Karma. You're going to create an account for your CP with an email you've never used before on Credit Karma. Put exact same info that you applied for tri-merging with. Last thing, it should ask when making Credit Karma is the last 4 of SS, which would be the social that you created for your profile. This is how you know if the last 4 was used as by somebody else. If it has been used, they would it'll basically ask for an entire social. If it's not a match for the bureaus, then that SS has been already created or belongs to somebody else. So you have to scratch it and create another one. Now you just need primaries or AUs added and you're ready to go. So adding trade lines, primary versus AU benefits. So primary and AU trade lines are great for your profile in different ways. For this specific video, we are talking about CP profiles. So the benefits are similar but slightly different. Primary trades give the bureau proof of an established profile because there has already been credit given to the account directly. AUs help the profile tremendously because it gives the credit a boost in regards to your total credit usage and total available credit. So if you have a trade line with 30K available on it and you're added as an authorized user, you will now show 30K available on your credit profile. If the original card holder is not using much of this balance, then it will increase your score for sure. Also, if you have a new profile, AUs will help you generate some credit age if the person you added onto their account has some good credit history. And this is crucial. So for more details, ask for our CP updated guide and link below, or you can ask for our 24-hour liquidation. That's what I would recommend more over everything, 24-hour liquidation, and that would be in the link below. Thanks everyone for watching. Click link below for updated tri-merging guide or updated CPN guide or the 24-hour liquidation. 24-hour liquidation will be the #1 go-to right now because it's more current, but that's what we're on today, guys, and thanks for watching. We'll be back.